Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello, I am AFRINA Sofia Nabilla binti ROSMAN from Section 8 for UNGS 2011. So here is my summarization and also my comments of my reading of Chapter 4, Thinking Styles in the Quran, which taken from Jamal Badi's book Creative Thinking in Islam. So there are about 15 thinking styles that was written in his book. So what actually amazed me is that how Jamal Badis can divide all of this thinking, separate it, and find all the differences in each of the thinking styles. And there are 15, and each of the 15 have their own different kind of styles, such as inquisitive thinking, which the thinking styles that use of questions. So I actually like this kind of thinking style, which make us ponder on um, the questions that comes in our mind, and it was raised in the Quran. So I took one of the example of the question taken from Surah Yunus, verse 35. Who then is more worthy to be followed? He who guides unto truth, or he who cannot find the right way unless he is guided? So in this verse, it makes us to question what which one, and it makes us to think. So amazingly that in Islam, it encourages us to ask questions to acquire knowledge, as we know that in Islam it really take care or give much importance in seeking knowledge. So this kind of thinking style really makes us think a lot. So the next one is positive thinking. So in this positive thinking, it use of hope and trust, where it always reminds us not to lose hope in Allah's mercy, and it also reminds us to have hope and trust in Allah's guidance and help when we're like in lost or just don't know what to do with our lives. So we try to find this kind of verse which can help us to give us some comfort and help us to guide our life to a better way. And I like this one, visual thinking, the use of epithets. So this visual thinking is actually try to test our ability in visualizing or think and communicating with images. So in the Quran, it also used visual thinking for the use of the descriptions such as heaven or paradise, hell, and different situations during the day of judgment. So I picked this verse as an example from Surah Al-Hajj, verse 1 to 2. It describes the horrible moments of the day of judgment. Allah the Almighty says, O mankind, be conscious of your sustainer, for verily the violent jolt of the last hour will be an awesome thing. On the day when you behold it, every feeding mother will utterly forget her nursling, and every pregnant woman will abort her pregnancy, and you will see the people appearing intoxicated while they're not intoxicated, but the punishment of Allah is severe. So we can actually try to imagine that during the day of judgment it's gonna be totally chaos. The situation's gonna be yeah surely it's not peaceful. People will be running to save their own life, like people will just think about themselves and not about others. So another one of my favorite of thinking style is scientific thinking, which is the use of precision. The reason why I like this thinking style is actually because I learned science and many of us learn science, and it's actually quite interesting because the scientific statement we can relate it to the Quran, which was revealed 1,400 plus years ago. So, and we just found it now, like the scientists find a new discovery or maybe something, and some of the statement it was written in the Quran. So yeah, it's amazed me. So what I can conclude from all of this thinking style, it's actually help us. It actually help us to guide our life. Not only guide as in life, but sometimes there are some unsolving problem that is hard for us to think. So here is Quran, which is complete for us to use to guide us to get the better answer. It is just us whether we know how to use it well. Because I know that me myself, um, there are some, not some, there are not some, but there are a lot that verse that I don't really understand, that makes me confused, or yeah, because of the language used is high, and it is Arabic. Sometimes it's translate some, the translation it's might not be the same as what the actual meaning is. So but that does not stop us from thinking or studying about the Quran. We can ask it from like the more knowledgeable person who studied the Quran, and we can learn from them. To sum up, is that Quran is just a complete guideline book for our life. Yeah. Sorry, that's all from me. Thank you. Assalamualaikum.